Welcome gamers and grinders to a new video. In light of Akuma Season 11 ending with Season 12 on the way, I decided it was a good time to make a full tutorial on the server. I've had lots of new players asking me questions in my stream at twitch.tv/shu119, link in description, and figured I could answer all those questions in this one video. I'm going to be going over everything from first logging onto the server to joining the big league. Disclaimer, there may be some new features added in the new season, along with some current features being tweaked and or removed. And with all that being said, please like, subscribe, and also hit that post notification button. And please don't forget to enjoy the video. Where to begin? First, log into the server. Once you log in, you want to click your little compass here and click this pickaxe that takes you to the prison. Don't worry about the event realm, they never really use that. And now, once you're in the server, there's a lot of things to go over. The first thing I'm going over here is the daily rewards. Clicking on the guy opens up a GUI in which you can claim rewards daily depending on your rank. Next, we're going over to the Akuma Pass. One of the best things about this server. In the Akuma Pass, you can earn tons of free or paid rewards. These rewards include things from loot boxes to monthlies all the way to a $10 gift card. The paid version gives tons of amazing rewards like the battle crate at the very end along with that previously mentioned gift card. Then over here to our left, we have the tutorial. This puts everything I'm going over mostly into text form, and it's very useful if you just don't fully understand a few features. Over here is the weekly prizes. This goes over things like block top and prestige top. Rewards for these include gift cards for the online store for in-game items or PayPal balance. This is only if you really want to grind the server because you will be going against dozens of other people also grinding for the top spots. And now on to the highlight of Akuma, mining. To start mining, do either warp A or warp and then whatever rank you have. The rank mines are much better than the lettered mines, and you should always mine there if you can. The absolute best mine you can get in the game out of all of them is the private mine. You can get this by buying it off of the online store or trading other players in-game. Not only are these mines the best place to mine, but they're also completely permanent throughout the seasons. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about them because one, I never had one, and two, for the new season, they did a complete rework on them. I'm sure they're going to be just as OP, but they did like a UI rework and stuff, so it's going to feel a little bit better. Next up is how to rank up. Most people actually don't know how to rank up when they first join the server. Just do /RU repeatedly until you are rank Z, but do not spam it because you can get kicked from the server for spamming. Now, if you're using a donator or any type of rank mine and you don't use the lettered mines, this isn't really a big deal to you, but it's a good idea just to do it anyway. Next up, we have prestiges. Prestiges are a very important part of the server, and they give you gems, which I'll explain a little more later on in the video. The best or quickest ways to prestige are /PMax, or you can do /PAuto, which will automatically prestige you over time using your money, which in any other case is useless other than prestiges. Prestiges are how you get onto prestige top, which I mentioned earlier in the video. And with a higher number, you get all around just bragging rights. And now onto the most complicated part of this video, the enchants. First, let's go over the must-buy enchants right off the bat. Number 1 is efficiency. It takes 12 million tokens to max. Number 2 is haste. It takes 55 million tokens to max. And number 3 is speed. It takes 2.3 million tokens to max. Now I'm just going to go over the rest of them in no really particular order, but I'll give you some of my opinions on the way. First, we have Token Miner. This is a very, very important enchant and gives you tons of tokens once you max it out. It costs roughly 3.2 trillion tokens to max, which is a very large amount, so don't expect to max this very fast. Next, we have Fortune. It's not an extremely important enchant, but it does give you extra money towards those prestiges, but it costs 5 trillion tokens to max, which is a ton of tokens, and I personally never even maxed it, even after I had that much just laying around. It's not super important. Next up, we have Key Finder. This is one of my absolute favorite enchants, and it has a chance to find keys while you mine. It only costs about 210 billion tokens to max, which is still a lot, but compared to other enchants coming up, it's not that much. Next is Lucky. This enchant goes right along with Keyfinder because it can multiply your procs of Keyfinder and give you extra keys, or it can also give you some money and I think tokens. Lucky is about 1.3 trillion tokens to max. Next is Merchant. Merchant increases the value of blocks you mine, but it only affects money, so it's not very useful. Merchant is about 451 billion tokens to max. Next is Token Merchant. Just like the normal Merchant, Token Merchant has a chance to multiply the tokens you get instead of the money. While using this enchant, you want to turn Explosive off, which I'll go over in the next enchant. And now, Explosive. At lower levels, Explosive has a chance to mine a 5x3, I believe, block out of the mine, and at max level, it procs every single block. This is very useful for leveling up your pick, so I suggest you get it maxed early on, and I did not actually write down how much it costs to max ahead of time, but I believe it's somewhere around 1 or 2 trill. You want to turn Explosive off with anything that's proc-based, like Key Finder, Lucky, Token Merchant, Prestige Finder, Prestige Merchant, Mead's PayPal, Trophy Hunter, Crystal Finder, WaterBalloon, and some Prestige enchants, all of which will be gone over very soon, so stay tuned. Next, we have an extremely important high-tier enchant called Prestige Finder. This enchant does what you think it would do, and it finds prestiges as you mine. This is a very, very important enchant as you can get gems from it, which will be gone over in the next segment after the enchant. I'm not entirely sure how much this and the next enchant costs to max, but it's a very, very large amount. I've heard somewhere in the 1Q range, which is an absolute ridiculous amount, so this will take a lot of grinding. Next is Prestige Merchant. This goes hand in hand with Prestige Finder and can multiply the procs you get from Prestige Finder, giving you tons of prestiges. It is very, very worth it, but costs a ton of tokens, like I said previously, somewhere in the 1Q-ish range. Next, we have Mead's PayPal. This is personally one of my absolute favorite enchants, and it's very, very cool. Just a tip, you have to be level 150 on your pickaxe to even unlock this enchant before you can start upgrading, so I suggest using Explosive up to pickaxe level 150 as soon as you possibly can. Now, this enchant has a chance to give you real-life money that you can use on the store to buy in-game items. Every so often, it'll proc and give you a cent or two, and once you get up to $10, you can claim it and use it on the store. This is an enchant you'd want to get before you start doing huge mine grinds, because the more you mine, the more you'll get, and eventually, if you mine enough, you will get that $10 pretty easily. Then you can buy something like the Akuma Pass, which is very, very, very worth it. Mead's PayPal costs roughly 310 trillion tokens to max. Mead is the server owner, by the way, if you're confused about that. Next up is Trophy Hunter. With this enchant, you find trophies. Trophies are basically gang points, and they're very useful if you're going for Akuma Pass challenges, because as the weeks continue and more weekly challenges come out, there will be some challenges that include having a certain amount of gang points. Trophy Hunter is about 26 trillion tokens to max. Next is Crystal Finder. This is another one that includes proccing, so you'd want to turn off Explosive. This gives you crystals while mining that you can use for either booster armor or in the crystal shop. Both are very useful. Crystal Miner is roughly 6 trillion tokens to max. Next up, we have WaterBalloon Hunter. Now, the name of this enchant changes during season, and I'm not talking about, like, Akuma seasons, I mean literal seasons. Before they were water balloons, they were eggs for Easter, and before that, I believe they were something Christmas-themed. This enchant is very helpful because you can find water balloons or eggs or whatever it will be at the time, and if you can save up 400,000, you can get a monthly crate, which are very useful. You can get tons of tokens, keys, and some of the highest ranks in the server, which I will be going over later in the video. This enchant comes in at around 5.1 trillion tokens to max. Next up is Excavator. This enchant can double the ores you get in the Abyss, which I will go over later. It costs about 65 trillion tokens to max. And now to the next category, gems. There are currently 3 uses for gems: Rod, Abyss, and Prestige enchants. How do you get gems, you may ask? Well, it's pretty simple. Every 1,000 prestiges equals 100 gems. The first and worst use for gems is the Rod. To buy the rod, you need 500,000 gems, which is 5 million prestiges. Everything you'll need to know about the rod is in /rod. Here you can buy the rod, sell what you get from fishing, and also upgrade your rod. There are 4 different fish rarities: common, rare, legendary, and mythical. These fish can be sold for various amounts of tokens, crystals, or gems. There are also 3 upgrades for the rod: lure, fishing net, and bait. You can read here what they do, or do /rod in-game to read it for yourself. I'm not going to go over it in much detail due to it being so bad, but if you'd like to learn more about it, /rod in-game anytime. Now, I will say this because it doesn't say it anywhere else in the server, even on /rod, but to get to where you're supposed to fish, do /warp space fishing, like here in the video. Once you're in this area, just go over to some water and fish like it's normal Minecraft. So I just recorded a whole segment about the Abyss and checked the Discord, and it turns out the Abyss is actually being removed this season by the community's vote, so don't look for that in the server this season. Now on to another big category, the Prestige enchants. These are all mid to end game enchants, but they're very, very useful, and I suggest getting them as soon as you possibly can. First up, we have Jackpot. Jackpot has a chance to give you 1 trillion tokens, and it actually happens quite a bit from my experience. It can also give you crappy ranks and stuff, but those aren't very useful. There's only 1 level of this, and it takes 10 million gems to max it out. Next is Lottery. Lottery is basically the same thing as jackpot, but 10 times better. You can get tons of OP rewards from this when it procs. There's also only one level of this, and it costs 45 million gems to max out. Next up is Investor. If you plan on taking advantage of Mead's PayPal enchant, then you need this one. This has a chance to double what you make from Mead's PayPal. I'm not exactly sure how many gems it costs to max it, but the first level is 5 million gems, and I think it goes up by 10,000 gems each, so. Next is Booster. With Booster, every now and then, it will temporarily double your tokens, money, and pickaxe XP while mining. I'm not sure how many gems it costs to max this, but 15 out of 30 levels is 8.55 million gems, so keep that in mind when trying to upgrade it. And last is Secondhand. This enchant randomly mines blocks from the bottom of the mine for you as you mine. Once again, I'm not sure how much this one costs, but 35 levels is 9.1 million gems. And now we move on to ranks. Now, ranks are one of the most important things on the server. They are highly sought after, and you can get every single one of them for free just by grinding. Some may take a while, but it's totally worth it, because ranks are completely permanent and will never go away season to season. I'm going to show you all of the ranks, their prices, and what you get for each rank, so sit back, relax, and pause on the ones you need to see. Now, if you want to see all of those sneak peeks I was talking about, join the Akuma Discord labeled in the description below and check out the sneak peeks tab. Also, check out the rewards tab to see if you can get some awesome rewards. Also, in assign rules category, give yourself the Kiall rule, and trust me, you want to go to every Kiall. It's the most OP strat in this server. Thank you so much for watching this entire video, and I hope you got tons of info from it to help you with this entire season of Akuma. I've been super excited for this season, and I've been editing this all week, just waiting for more stuff to come out. So if I missed a few things, that's why. But it's like 11:30 p.m. right now, and the server comes out at 2 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. So I'm going to upload this, and I'll see you guys online. Make sure to check the description below for all the links that you'd need. And also hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you for watching.